Welcome back to this week's episode of What is This Sciency Thing and Why is it controversial? Today we'll be interviewing two very different people with very different opinions on genetic modification. But first, what even is genetic modification? Genetically modified organisms, or GMOs, is when genetic material, DNA, of an organism is directly modified using biotechnology. Genetic modification could be used to, for example, to make crops repel certain types of insects or create chickens immune to bird flu, which can spread to people and kill other birds. GMOs can also be taken as far as creating designer babies, which is where the genes of an embryo are modified to perhaps create a baby immune to HIV or have a baby specifically with blue eyes and blonde hair. There are many people who are very against GMOs and very for them. First, we'll be talking to Karen, a mum who believes that genetic modification should be banned altogether.
Thank you for that. Yes, I believe genetic modification should be banned all over the world due to a number of reasons. First and foremost, I want my children to be as healthy as possible. GMO crops often have an increased amount of herbicide, weed killer. Chemicals found in herbicides can be potentially harmful for people to consume if not properly treated and washed. The herbicide Roundup is linked to cancer and birth defects. The genetically modified plants can also contaminate other farms, and as a strictly non-GMO vegan mum, this is very dangerous. This can also destroy small farmers and their businesses. As once GMO plants have contaminated their farmland, it often creates irreversible effects on the soil and the environment, and we can't have that. Thank you for having me on the show today.
Thank you for your valued opinion, Karen. Now, moving on to David Richmond, who is a big businessman and the CEO of a cattle company. He is very for GMOs and believes they could do a lot of good. Let's have a hear for what he has to say. Yes, I thoroughly believe that GMOs do a lot of good and keep the world running at a nice pace. Through genetic modification, most living things can be modified to be immune to diseases. This can be done through a process of injecting a certain gene, often a replica of the virus, to act as a decoy to interrupt the virus's reproduction cycle into the egg and sperm cells of the animal, thus creating an animal, or perhaps even a person, immune to said virus or disease. Look, and after all, in my situation, by having genetically modified cattle, I am able to effectively produce large numbers of cattle with quality meat. This means I am able to save a lot of money and be very efficient in the way I run my business. Thank you for allowing me to voice my opinion today. No problem, Mr. Richmond. It was my pleasure. Anyways, thank you to our loyal viewers for tuning in to this week's episode of What is This Sciency Thing and Why is it controversial?